No. Hey everyone. So, as you've probably figured by now, being in the military, I have lived in the barracks in the past, and if there's one thing that I could go back in time and teach myself, it'd probably be how to cook better, because I was totally just winging it, living out of a microwave while I was living in the barracks. And the one piece of equipment that I really truly wish that I had whenever I did live in the barracks was an Instant Pot, which is basically a pressure cooker. I actually used it in my first video where what I eat in a day as a vegan in the military. And that thing is such a lifesaver. It has 7 functions. You can actually make pasta, you can do a stir fry, you can do soups, you can do rice. And I'm actually going to be showing you 3 easy recipes that you can make using your Instant Pot in your barracks or your dorm room today. And they're healthy, they are oil-free, they're low-fat, and they're vegan. So these are perfect for you if you're trying to adopt a plant-based lifestyle in the military, or you're just trying to eat healthier. I'm not sponsored by Instant Pot, but I really just strongly believe that everyone should have one, especially if you're living in a really small living situation like the barracks or a college dorm or whatever the case may be, and you just want to have the ability to cook delicious meals. So I'm gonna leave a link in the description below for how you can get an Instant Pot. Alright, so some equipment that you're gonna need other than just the Instant Pot for this recipe. You might want a vegetable peeler. I have this knife, it's part of a larger set. Another thing that I have for my Instant Pot is a steamer. It actually comes with one, but I just prefer to use this one, especially for smaller vegetables. Also, you're gonna wanna get a cutting board. You can get a really small one like this or just a regular size one. It all depends on the size of your workspace. Without further ado, let's get into the recipes. Alright, so the first thing we're going to be making is sushi. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to take 2 cups of white, medium to short grain rice, and then you're going to add that to your pot. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to rinse this around in your pot until the water isn't cloudy anymore. So you're just going to swirl it and then rinse out the water and repeat until the water is clear. Alright, so the next thing you're going to do is you're going to add 2 cups of water to the 2 cups of rice, and then you're going to set it on the rice setting for 12 minutes, and then once it's done you're going to do natural release for another 10 to 12 minutes. So now you're going to take a nori sheet and you're going to take the smooth side, and that's the side you're going to put face down, and the rough side is going to be the side that you're going to put all the rice and the vegetables on. Now you're going to take the rice and put it on the rough side of the nori sheet, and you're just going to spread it around evenly, but it doesn't really have to be perfect. You just kind of want to leave some space so that you can still roll it at the end. So once you got your rice all spread out, you're going to add whatever vegetables you want. And I chose to add romaine lettuce, cucumber, carrots, and avocado. And then here's me cutting an avocado and showing it to you guys because it was really pretty. So once you have all your vegetables in the rice, you're going to take some water and kind of wet the edge of the nori, and then you're gonna roll it and kind of keep it tucked while you're doing this so it can stay nice and tight. And then you're just gonna repeat this until all your rice or nori wraps are gone, whatever comes first. One of my favorite things about sushi and making sushi is that it's one of those really nice dishes that you think might be difficult to make, but once you have it down, it's really not that hard. And you can make it however you want once you learn how to do it. And it's super easy and cheap and delicious, and you don't have to go out and spend a whole lot of money on some really nice sushi joint. Alright, so now that that's done, you're going to take the roll that you rolled up first, because that's going to be the one that's the coolest in temperature and the easiest to cut, and then you're going to cut it in half and cut it in half again. So it should make about 8 pieces, about 1 inch thick each. So you're basically just going to keep doing this with all the rolls that you made, and then once you're done, you can serve it with some soy sauce and some pickled ginger and top it with some sesame seeds if you want, and it is delicious. You're gonna take 1 pound of peeled and diced russet potatoes. You're gonna take your steamer, put it just above the water in your Instant Pot, and add the potatoes. You're gonna set that on steam for 13 minutes, and then you're gonna know it's done whenever you can stick a fork in and then it comes out. And then once that's done, you're going to mash up the potatoes in a nice mashy consistency, and then you're gonna start the water boiling. You're going to hit the saute function with 2 inches of water, and then you're gonna hit the plus sign until it goes to the highest function. So once you have your mashed potatoes, you're gonna put it on a clean surface, and then you're gonna combine that with 1 cup of all-purpose flour. And then you're gonna take a large knife or dough cutter if you have one, but I didn't, and then you're gonna kind of cut it and then up until it becomes a doughy consistency, and then you're gonna try to get it into a little ball. And then once it's in a ball, you're gonna put it in a paper towel and let it cool for about 10 minutes. Once it's cooled and easier to work with, you're gonna place your dough ball onto a floured surface, and then you're gonna cut it into 4 different pieces. Once you have your 4 different pieces, you're going to take each of them and then roll it into a long cylindrical shape until it's about 3/4 of an inch thick. So once you've done that, you're going to take your dough sausage and then you're going to cut it into about 1-inch pieces. So what you can do once you've cut your gnocchi into little shapes, you can achieve the traditional Naki look by taking a fork and then cutting a dent into each piece. So at this point your water should be boiling, so you're going to take your Naki pieces and then drop them into the water and let them sit until they start to float to the top. Once they're floating at the top, just take a ladle and spoon them out into a strainer and run them under some cold water, and then put them in a dish, and you can top them with your favorite sauce and enjoy. This next recipe is a personal favorite of mine that I take with me to work almost all the time, and it's sweet potato chili. So for this recipe, you're gonna need 2 medium sweet potatoes cut into 1-inch cubes, 3 15-ounce cans of black beans drained and rinsed, 1 large red onion diced, 1 15-ounce can of fire-roasted corn, or 2 cups of fire-roasted corn that's been frozen or thawed. And then for the spices, you're gonna need 5 cloves of minced garlic, 2 tablespoons of chili powder, 4 teaspoons of cumin, and 1 optional teaspoon of cayenne pepper, and then 2 15-ounce cans of diced tomatoes, which I chose to use fire-roasted, and also 4 tablespoons of lime juice, a half cup of cilantro, which is optional, and then some avocado for garnish. So first you're going to use the saute function on your Instant Pot, and then you're going to start by sauteing your onions in just a little bit of water. Once your onions have become nice and translucent, you're going to start to add in your minced garlic along with all the other spices and stir it around for a few seconds. Now you're going to add in your sweet potatoes with a little bit of extra water to help saute them a little bit. And then you're going to add in your 3 cans of black beans, and you're going to stir this around to make sure it's well incorporated with all the spices. Now you're going to add in your 2 cans of fire-roasted or diced tomatoes, and you're going to stir that around and make sure that it's mixed up nice and even as well. Lastly, you're going to add in your fire-roasted corn to your chili and then give it one final stir to make sure that it's mixed thoroughly. Once that's done, you're going to seal the lid and you're going to put it on manual setting for 15 minutes. Once the timer goes off indicating that the chili is finished, you're going to put it on quick release, which means that you immediately vent it from the lid, and then you're going to add in your 4 tablespoons of lime juice along with the cilantro, and then you're going to stir that all in as well. Then once that's all done, if you want, you can top it with some sliced avocado and cilantro for garnish. Alright, well that concludes today's video. I will be sure to leave the link for the Instant Pot in the description below. I hope that you learned something or enjoyed it, or that you enjoy these recipes. And if you did, please give me a thumbs up, share this video with your friends, and I'm also going to be trying to upload 2 videos every week if my actual job permits it. So stay tuned for that. I hope that you all have a great week, and I hope that you enjoy these meals, and I will see you guys next time. No.